Lil Nas X has just been hospitalized from a possible drug overdose. This video has recently hit the mainstream, showing the events leading up to Lil Nas X hospitalization.
No, go ahead, babe. No.
From what we can see, he seems to be, in all honesty, straight tweaking. I mean, the dude is literally only wearing underwear and cowboy boots. You'd think he came from a music video set, but nope, he's just strolling out in the middle of the night. To make matters worse, this wasn't some, oh, he passed out, so let's take him to the hospital incident. He was actually subdued by the police. You see, after many people in the neighborhood saw a naked man strolling down the street, and yes, he did end up completely stripping, many of them decided to report it because that's pretty weird. So officers pulled up to the scene, and the drugs must have taken over because it's reported that Lil Nas charged at the police and was then subdued and detained. Safe to say, I think we all know why Lil Nas X hasn't been releasing anything recently. A lot of people have been wondering, where is Lil Nas gone? Why hasn't he been dropping? And unfortunately, the answer seems to be that he has been battling with an extreme case of drug addiction. And this is honestly reflective of a wider music industry. Time and again, we've seen artists fall into depravity after gaining their fame. From modern mainstream artists like Juice WRLD to the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, drug abuse is so woven into the industry that drug addict and music artists seem almost synonymous in the mainstream. Even country music, a genre typically considered more tame in subject matter, has seen a rise in drug references in songs. No matter what corner you turn, drugs always seem to be there. But why is this the case? What leads many artists and musicians down the path of substance abuse? To get to the root of this problem, we first have to understand the pressures of being a celebrity. Many artists talk about the immense weight being placed on them when they're in the spotlight. The mental toll of putting on a character for an audience is not something to take lightly. Illicit substances are often used to cope with this extreme pressure, with many using them to take the load off and clear their mind. This of course becomes an issue because these substances are only temporary and the human body is adaptive. So as the body adapts to these drugs and the consumer needs more and more to feel the way they used to, this causes a spiraling effect of addiction and substance abuse. These artists often take more than just one drug at a time since their tolerance becomes so high. As they continue to take these drugs, their cognitive abilities begin to decline, typically the part of the brain responsible for critical thinking and self-control. With lowered inhibitions, they are most likely to give in to their urges and take more drugs, eventually accumulating an overdose. Now, this is a very direct explanation. There are obviously other reasons artists may go to drug abuse. Many music artists come from backgrounds that aren't very pretty, and some start their drug addiction before they even become adults. But as they get fame and more importantly money, they are able to lean into their addiction even further than before. And many record labels allow this to happen because, unfortunately, there comes a point in an artist's career where their work is more valuable than their life. We've all heard about artists' work becoming even more popular after their death. I mean, this has happened since the old ages with painters and writers. Typically, their work hits a certain peak in their lifetime and then gradually declines until after they die, where their work suddenly becomes even more valuable. Whether this is because of a human psychological condition where we are fascinated with tragic events or otherwise, that is up for speculation. But one thing is for certain, the music industry knows that artists become more valuable after their death, and this is shown in the death clause, where labels are able to continue to profit off of an artist's work even after their death. And boy, do they profit. Mountains of cash have been made from the death clause, both from new streams of old works and also records unveiling unreleased tracks to the public. There is truly no reason for the industry to keep an artist alive past a certain point, so record labels don't. Rappers and artists alike are allowed to do as many drugs as they please and deteriorate their health with no one really in their corner to back them. Party culture is at large, so drugs are widely available. Everyone is trying to gain fame, so connections are superficial, and these artists are left to play a character and dissociate from their true selves. With even the public not willing to help them, people would rather watch and speculate an artist's downfall in real time rather than recognizing the obvious mental health issues someone must have to do these drugs. They would rather focus on the insanity of the situation, liking and sharing for a few quick laughs, making a spectacle out of the situation but in the worst way possible, not from a place of understanding but rather from a place of ridicule, because seeing a famous person making a fool of themselves on camera is more enjoyable than thinking, why is he making a fool of himself? To put it in simple terms, people enjoy bad news, and inevitably an incident like this is bound to cause Lil Nas X more traction, which in turn causes more people to speculate that maybe he is just doing this for sales on his album. But I feel like the more important part of this whole situation is the fact that overdosing could increase sales at all. The fact that this can be speculated shows the type of society we live in. People love spectacle, people obsess over bad news. It's a guilty pleasure that we can't seem to look away from. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments below if you have any topics you want me to cover, and remember to stay niche and spread the word, kings.